Hey everyone, my name is Sarah Knight Nally, and today I'm going to be talking to you about why abortion should be illegal. What is abortion? Abortion is the deliberate termination of a human pregnancy, most often performed during the first 28 weeks of pregnancy. Psalm 139 verse 13 says, "For you created my inmost being, you knit me together in my mother's womb." Any follower of God should believe that abortion should be illegal. God gives us the undeserved gift of life, and we should never take it for granted. When does life begin? 5 to 9 days after conception, the gender can be determined by scientific means. 18 days after conception, the heart and the eyes of the baby are formed. After 21 days, the heart can pump blood. At 30 days, the arms, the legs, and the brain of the baby are formed, and the baby is multiplied in size. At 35 days, the mouth, the nose, and the ears are formed. At 40 days, the brain waves and a heartbeat can be recorded. At 42 days, the brain is controlling the movement of the organs and the muscles of the baby, and the skeleton is formed. At 8 weeks, the hands and the feet are completely formed, and the baby can feel pain. At 10 weeks, the baby can squint, swallow, and frown. This graph shows the percent of abortions at or before 8 weeks. The number of abortions since 1973 is 58,586,256. This is 58 million deaths in 44 short years, and this only includes the abortion's own record. The Center for Disease Control, the CDC, article says that married women accounted for just 14.7% of abortions in the 36 states reporting marital status, with 85.3% of aborting women being unmarried. The CDC states that reported abortions by age of mothers in 2013 was higher in women aging from 20 to 24. These women counted for 32.7% of the reported abortions. Between 1972 and through 2012, 427 women died of legal abortions. The average cost of a non-hospital abortion is $480, and the average cost of a medical abortion is $504. 17 states use public funds and taxes to pay for poor women. 14% of the U.S. abortions are paid for with public funds. Public funds have paid for 45,722 abortions in New York and 88,466 abortions in California. There are many different types of abortions. From 8 to 10 weeks, when eyelids form, hair appears, and the preborn child can suck their thumb and swallow, suction abortions are formed. Suction abortions are performed by smaller tubes with knife-edge tips that require the small dilation of the cervix. The small tube is connected to a vacuum machine that is 29 times more powerful than the common household vacuum. The vacuum tears the fetus and the placenta and sucks the torn pieces through the tube. Then the tube is thrown away. If there are any fetal remains, it can cause an infection that requires a full dilation of a cervix, and the scraping of a womb is required. A method called dilation and curettage is also used. This method is performed with an added insertion of a hook-shaped knife which cuts the baby into small pieces. The pieces are then scraped out and thrown away. Dilation and evacuation is a method used up to 18 weeks of pregnancy. This method is performed with a pair of forceps that are inserted into the womb to grasp parts of the fetus. The bones of the unborn child are torn, twisted, and broken off by the teeth of the forceps. This brutal process is repeated until the complete removal of the dismembered fetus. Salt poisoning, also known as saline injection, is used after 16 weeks when enough fluid has formed. This method of abortion is started by the injection of a long needle, which contains a strong salt solution. The salt solution is stuck into the mother's abdomen and into the baby's sac. This causes the baby to be poisoned because it is forced to swallow the salt solution. The saline injection also burns off the outer layer of the baby's skin. This method takes over an hour to kill the baby, and the mother can give birth to her dead or dying child at 24 hours. Prostaglandin chemical abortions is a method done with chemicals. The chemicals cause the uterus to contract and push out the developing baby. The chemicals cause very violent contractions that kill the baby, and the contractions are so violent they can cause decapitation. Cesarean section is a method used mainly in the last 3 months of pregnancy. This method is done by entering the womb by surgery through the wall of the abdomen. The umbilical cord is cut while the baby is still in the womb, and its umbilical cord cuts off its oxygen supply. This causes the baby to suffocate. Babies that are born alive through this procedure will be left alone in a corner to die of exposure or neglect. Partial birth abortions is guided by an ultrasound, and the person performing the abortion will grab the baby's legs with forceps. The abortionist will deliver the baby's entire body except for the head. Then the baby's skull is jammed with a pair of scissors. Then the scissors open to enlarge the baby's skull. After the scissors are removed, a suction catheter is inserted and the child's brain is sucked out. This causes the skull to collapse and the dead baby is removed. Many women have tried dangerous and deadly methods of abortions. Women have done things such as putting a leech or a cayenne pepper into their vagina. They have swallowed lye and gunpowder. Women will throw themselves down the stairs or hit their stomachs with meat pulverizers or with a brick bat. Spending the night in the snow or taking a scalding hot bath are 2 other ways women seek out abortions. They also consume turpentine, pulverized Spanish fly, and opium. Women have also consumed ergot, which is a fungus that ends pregnancies and brings out psychosis and death. They have also consumed tansy oil, which rots internal organs. Women even stab themselves with knitting needles and hangers. This causes infection, permanent injury, puncture, hemorrhage, and even death. Proponents of pro-choice would state that many women seek out abortions because they have been raped. This, however, is not true. Less than 0.5% of women that get abortions have been raped. Women who seek out abortions also say that it is their choice because they can do with their body what they choose. Pro-choice proponents also say that abortions are a way for parents to cover up their child's unexpected pregnancy. This also is not true. 40% of minors report that neither of their parents knew about their abortion. Christy Brown states, sometimes the circumstances surrounding a pregnancy are tragic. Perhaps the woman was raped. Maybe the baby was diagnosed with a defect, or the woman's health might be at risk. However, one tragedy is not answered with another. We do not erase a rape by killing a child. We do not cure a baby by taking its life. And we do not avoid all health issues by avoiding the reality of another human being. Abortion should be illegal because everyone deserves the gift of life. It is better to give a child up for adoption than to kill it. A preborn child has done nothing wrong and does not deserve to be killed or tortured by the different ways of abortion. There will always be better options than death. One will never know the great accomplishments their child could have accomplished if they had given the child the gift of life. That child, who never got the chance at life, could have one day found the cure for cancer. Thank you, and here is my Works Cited pages. Thank you.